Good afternoon. Welcome to the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. My name is Leon Jones, and this afternoon I'm going to talk about licensing exams for engineers. So, the title of this afternoon's videos or this afternoon's video is Engineering Licensing Exams. Again, Engineering Licensing Exams. Now, there are a number of individuals who are going to college studying to be engineers. Now, to be an engineer, there are a few requirements. Number one, and I'm going to get into that with another video, but talk about programmatic accreditation, because that's going to be very important for a degree distinction. Because in order to be an engineer, your degree must come from an ABET accredited institution. Now, there are different areas of ABET, but engineering comes from the Engineering Accreditation Commission, known as EAC. Now, what are the requirements for that engineering degree? Well, you need to take Calculus 1, Calculus 2, Calculus 3, statistics, differential equations, calculus-based physics 1 and 2. Some areas you have 3 semesters of calculus-based physics. Also, you need to take an introduction to engineering class, probably a computer class, but overall, within that degree, you have to have requirements that are calculus based. Now, for individuals who are in engineering technology, what does that mean? That just means in some states, you can take the FE and PE exams as well, but you have to look at the work requirements. Now, I know in the state of Indiana, you're always told by professors that with an engineering technology degree, you can't take the engineering licensure exam. Yes, you can. You have to fill out a supplemental form and put that in the packet with your application. And the packet is your application. But you have to provide a transcript that shows the board that you've taken engineering courses. I know I have an undergraduate in engineering technology from Temple University, but I took the calculus, I took the statistics, everything that regular engineers had taken. Now, once you have that degree from a ABET accredited institution, then you sit for what we call your FE examination. Your FE examination, it used to be your engineering and training examination. It's now known as the FE examination. Now, a lot of your exams have gone on to become computer based. Now, to get that exam, you have to download the latest guide, the reference book, and you have to go over the reference book. Now, in the olden days, you could get the reference book and you could actually look through the reference book on your own, but you couldn't take it into the exam. It used to be that the exam provided you with a reference book. Now, the reference book was a guide for you to find the formulas. Now, because it's on the computer now, you can't take anything with you. Also, when it comes to calculators, certain calculators, you cannot have any graphing calculators for the FE examination. You can take a Casio. The best one to take is a TI-36 Pro, and then a I believe it's the HP 35. You can only take one calculator in. Now, this is very significant because when you go in for the FE examination, it used to be an 8-hour exam, 180 questions, and everybody had to take a general section, and then in the afternoon there were discipline sections. Now each discipline is different. Now there is a general FE examination. It's called other engineering disciplines. That just takes everything from statics, dynamics, all the general courses. They put them together and they compile them as one exam of 120 questions. No, it's 110 questions. Now you have 5.5 hours to complete the exam. Now, it used to be in the past that you needed a 70. Well, you still need a 70, but it's a scaled score. Your exam is compared to everybody else's exam. And then they give you a scale score. They do that because the questions are different with each examination. Now, if you pass the exam, you'll get something in the mail, or it's not mailed to you anymore. It's under ncees.org. It tells you if you passed. Now, if you failed, you get a diagnostic sheet showing you where you were weak. That means you have to take those courses that you struggled in and study again. Now, why am I saying all this? Because the FE examination is the first part of the licensing examination. Now, what you have to do, you have to sign up for it under NCEES. Now, it used to take 3 months to get the results back. Now it takes 7 to 10 days. Now, once you pass it, then you look at your state's work experience, because the next one is your PE examination. Now, remember, the FE examination is closed book, but the PE examination is not closed book. Now, some states require you, again, to take the PE, that you wait a minimum of 4 years, 3 years with a master's degree, 2 years with a doctorate degree. Now, if you have a doctorate degree, you may be waived of taking the FE examination. But other than that, you have to take the FE examination. Now, when you go and take your PE examination, now it's also on computer. You have a certain score to pass it. Now, it used to be that your PE was offered every April and October. With it on computer, it's probably going to be offered all year round. Now, with the FE examination, you have a minimum of 3 times you can take it. Okay, a maximum of 3 times you can take it. I believe that will go with the PE as well. But what I'm saying, in order to get to that standpoint, you have to have a degree from an accredited institution, and it has to be ABET accredited. Then you must pass your FE examination, get the work experience, then take your PE examination. Now, here's what I suggest. If you're in college right now, take the FE examination. Why do I say that? Because everything is fresh. Don't be like me and wait till you get out of school, because you have to study everything all over again. And when everything is fresh, it's a lot easier for you to solve the problems. Remember, on all these tests, everything is multiple choice. Now, they are changing some things about the FE examination. You have questions that are drag and drop now. They're adding sections, they're taking sections out. But in the meantime, you have to take these exams in order to be licensed. Now, once you're licensed, then you have to constantly keep your license updated by taking different educational requirements, PDHs, which that stands for Professional Development Hours, the ASCE, which is the American Society of Civil Engineers, and then you have other ones like the IEEE. They have courses for free, but you have to maintain your work experience, and you have to continually pay money every 2 to 3 years to keep your license active. So in the end, if you're going to be an engineer, start with getting a degree, and then your next goal should be licensing. Now, why is licensing important? Because when you have a license, you can sign plans, you can move up in companies a lot faster than somebody who doesn't have that license, and you can open up your own consulting firm. Now, that concludes this informational section from the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Again, today's topic talked about engineering licensing. If you want to know more about engineering licensing, again, check out your state requirements. Again, thank you for listening to this edition from the Mind of STEM channel. If you're looking for some controversial topics, check out the 401 Talk Zone radio show. And if you want some deep controversial topics that are too hot for YouTube, check out my Blog Talk radio show. Now, if you can't find me on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, simply check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Once again, thank you for listening to the Mind of STEM channel, where I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. You have a wonderful and blessed afternoon. God bless you.